Alright guys, the highlight video from Friday from GreatStockPicks.com's live trading chat room from October 4th is what it was. Very nice day on Friday. FTNT 5-minute candles here. You can see the close on Thursday and then the gap up. I actually noticed this in pre-market even though it had no volume. It had like 700 shares. I think that 700 shares was enough to draw it to my attention, and I looked and said, you know what guys, this still has a 21.15 bid. So normally a gap up in pre-market on a few hundred shares means nothing if there's no bid to back it up. There was. So I said this one's interesting because you can see it sold off all day on Thursday and was set to gap up over Thursday's open, which is a pretty bullish scenario. So anyway, having said that, I just added FTNT to the watch list for the morning, and this is what it looked like when I called it. 5-minute candles here. I called it right here when it started to move up. Because at pretty good chance now we're going to get through the high of the day. Called it a 21.13, worst case stop at 21. Everything about this looks pretty good there. So anyway, 21.13, stop 13 cents below. We get through the high of the day and it just almost goes parabolic on us. And the highest it got was 21.97 for an 84-cent move, but a very tight stop and a very clean entry right there. So that was one. SCTY. 2-minute candles here, and this is one I had on watch, and then they kind of right here on this candle broke yesterday's high, came right back down. I didn't do anything with it there, and then started to move back up again. So it was kind of on my radar. I had it on a chart, but didn't do anything with it here until, oh yeah, and then when it makes this move, I'm starting to think, well, I guess I missed that, but look what happens. Comes back down, and it's still, you can see how whippy it is, but suddenly it calms down, and now you've got kind of a little flag here, and then this very tight little base. When it looked like this, I said, hey, I like it over this little flag right here because you've got catalyst here and here to the left, and it looks good on the daily as well. So called it a 36.40 with a 36.20 stop. That's a nice tight stop on a crazy stock like Solar City. And there's the trigger. Then we get the high of day break, and then they start chasing it, and we are selling to them. This went up to 37.76 and really closed pretty strong. From a 36.40 entry on 20 cents risk. And there's the daily. Looks like it certainly could be multi-day from there as well, although I'm out. It was just a trade for me, but a nice one there. Also, speaking of solars, First Solar, FSLR. 5-minute candles here when First Solar looked like this. Now remember, Solar City, SCTY, was cranking, and I was watching First Solar right about here for a possible high of day break, and it didn't. It went down instead. Then it bounced up a little bit, put in this red 5-minute candle, and Solar City was cranking at the time. And FSLR, First Solar's been pretty strong lately. So this one became my next solar on my radar, and I said I liked it if these, the way I word it is, if these sellers right here on this 5-minute candle fail, they're only selling for one reason, they think it's going down. If they fail, we've got the high of day just to the left, so that's kind of stacked catalyst. So I called it long at 43.20. Okay, the high of this candle right here, 43.19. It's starting to look good right there, and then boom, we get the trigger, and then we get that kind of parabolic move. From 43.20 it went to 44.48 on 20 cents risk. So a $1.28 move on 20 cents risk. And then my last highlight is IMAX. This was the daily on Thursday night. That the reason I added it to the watch list. You have 3 big down days, Thursday being the biggest day of the 3, hitting the 200 day. So it goes on bounce watch, and you can see it bounced on Friday. How I called it on intraday basis is as follows here. This wasn't the perfect entry because I really didn't have it on my radar with so many other trades as I just showed you going on, and IMAX just chopping around. But our bounce play parameters are pretty much something like this. We want a long base, after it's on bounce watch, and then a break of that high. So I didn't notice it until it started lighting up the new high sticker. Okay, but when I looked at it, I saw it looked like this. It was about 26.64, I think, 26.65 when I saw it. So I jumped on the mic and said, you know what, this triggered as a bounce play. I wasn't watching it. I'm still comfortable taking it right here. 26.65 I think is what it was, and my stop's just going to go below this green candle. Okay, 26.43. So I was still comfortable with it, and you can see it chopped around for a while, and then finally got going there near the end of the day and moved up to 27.39. So a 74-cent move on 22 cents risk, but we were never underwater in that one, except maybe for a few cents right here on this little pullback. So anyway, I also had a bottom feeding play in CTB, grabbed it around 29 bucks, and it went up, I don't know, 60 or 70 cents from there. But overall, those were my trades that I just showed you, and Friday was a very nice day. Hats off to the All-Stars, the other moderators, for the teamwork in there. Great teamwork as always, and I'll quit babbling, and we'll see everybody on Monday.